God.
Sean's having beer panic attack.
I didn't want to put the wet beer on the Jeff's Bar Dudes Like Us coaster and ruin it. These things have to last.
I've got 300 more.
Just be very careful with each one.
No.
So the music is in my right ear. It's always
just
something.
deal with it. Just
There's
deal with
always something, man.
I'll fix that later.
I love it. No,
His eyes going to start twitching.
Yeah.
I got to fix it now.
Yeah, if I have a seizure, it's because somehow the music is in my right ear.
I didn't put it on there. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. It's okay. It's funny. I think it's funny. All right, here we are. Second half. And we're drinking something slightly more potent, so there might be an interesting second half.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, my God. It's slightly... Actually, well, hold on.
It doesn't drink that way. We'll talk about it.
It does not drink that way. All right. Yeah.
Sean just vomited, I think.
Oh, my God. You ever had those burps that was so long and volatile that your eyes just tear up?
That's actually never happened.
Did it, come down from, your taint was rattling?
It was guttural. It just came out.
Oh, yeah.
Those
Those feel good.
A lot of references to Taint tonight.
Well,
In
you
the
guys
green room.
you guys were having a discussion that male taints are 60% larger than female perineum.
Let me-
You guys.
Look.
Clarify. That would be Sean.
Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Let me elaborate on what's going on here. Check us out on
Please-
Dudes Like Us
please do.
podcast or Woodcraft through Facebook or Instagram. I had an experience I want to talk about real quick. I was irritated. Still, I'm not irritated anymore, but I was irritated as hell. I rented a vehicle through Hertz. All right. And
I'm curious how this is going to turn back to taints.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, well, actually, it is. It will. 100% will.
Seat
I'm going to
size.
try to pump through this as quick as I can. So I went on. So my son comes up to visit, and he doesn't have a ride back because he came with his girlfriend. So I was like, fuck it. Well, I'll just rent a car. You take the car back, and you just submit, turn it in there. But we didn't really know exactly what was going to happen. So all I did was get a car.
Okay.
All right. So I picked it up because the local one here in Frisco doesn't have cars available. So you have to go to the airport. So I went to Love Field Airport.
Oh, pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass. I picked it up, and but the thing is, when I was filling out the online where I would check it out,
Your preferences of what kind of car you want?
And plus, look, I'm a gold member, President's Circle. Yeah, it's a real thing. So I'm kind of a big deal over there.
Wow.
Yeah. So I fill out the thing I do all the time, and this little thing pops up. Hey man, you want to save a few bucks?
Are you gay?
You could prepay. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll prepay. Fuck it, man. I don't even prepay. I'll prepay. So I hit prepay.
For the car.
Prepay for the car. I mean, I never do it before in the past. I don't prepay because it does. I don't care. But this one was like, hey man, you want to save a couple bucks?
And you said yes.
I just clicked on. Let's do it. Let's save some fucking money. I'm in.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
And
It's Christmas time.
Christmas time.
So I pick up the car, and we're home, and it's time to head back.
Well, what kind of car was it?
It doesn't matter. It
Irrelevant.
It was a little Hyundai
it was
Kona.
Yeah, it was cool. It was functional. Little tiny SUV. And the whole thing is, I asked for it was supposed to be a Buick. It was supposed to be the small Buick SUV, which I was kind of looking forward to.
The Enclave.
Yeah. Well, no, not the Enclave. It was the one
smaller than that.
It's actually kind of cute. I saw it driving by. I was like, fuck, that's spiritual.
The Declave.
I'm going to jump on that. But yeah. So I get the car, and Preston's about to head back, so I'm just take the fucking car. I'm fine. And I go back because this is what I normally do. Because usually you could change stuff on the fly. Hey, look, I'm not going to drop it off here. I'm going to drop it off there. Because on the website, it's kind of difficult when you want to return it. Because there's some places aren't open, some places are open. But at airports, they're open 24/7.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like you just click on it and then you just change it whenever you need it. Without thinking that was what was going to happen for Hertz. A big middle finger to Hertz. I'm telling you, I'm so burnt out with them, but I'm dug in because I've got a relationship with them.
Well, because you have all these loyalty points.
Yeah, and I'm going to stick with them, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, guys, do better. Do better.
Right.
Okay? Do better, Hertz. It's just like, I call them up and I'm like, hey, I can't, because, by the way, you get on the phone. Hey, by the way, you can change your stuff on the website. I was like, I went to the website and you guys gave me the big middle finger saying error. I couldn't change it. So I called them up. They're like, yeah, you can't change it because you're under a contract. You
clicked
said
on the button.
Pay in advance and it creates a contract. And I was like, yeah, technically you guys already broke that contract when I didn't get the Buick.
Ooh. Did you say bitch, please?
No.
Bitch, please.
No. And so they were this was Saturday, okay? And they were like, "Yeah, sorry." So now I'm
And they were
like,
digging in, even though they knew. Did they have any idea who you thought you were?
That you're a Gold Elite member?
yeah, well, it didn't matter. I wasn't going to argue, and I didn't have time to argue because Preston was literally on the road. Unbeknownst to me, he came over to Jeff's house. But that saved me a few minutes because I was on the phone with him the whole time. But, I thought he was on the road like 20 minutes. I was like, fuck, I got to ask him to turn around and come back. So I was like,
right.
and so I was like, fuck it, man. I said, Preston, you need to get back because I gotta drive you to College Station from Frisco, Texas. Drive you to College Station and come back because Hertz
Will not let you return it there.
has a big middle finger up their butt. I'm disappointed. So, anyways, that happened, and so that consumed my whole Saturday, and I was salty about the whole thing. But
I
actually,
would have been.
in retrospect,
Dude, you're talking about 6 hours of driving, bro. That's not cool.
But I do enjoy going down to where Preston lives. I enjoy hanging out with him in the car for the 3 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever it was. And
Silver lining of the story.
Yeah, it was, and that which here come the Taint thing. So we're listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and they're talking about. See if you can Google the Jizz quiz. I want to find out who this doctor is.
The Jizz
quiz. It may show up, it may not. It doesn't really matter. But there's a female doctor that came up with. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, it is. That's her, Shanna Swan. So she was on the podcast, which the Jizz quiz, we don't need to actually look up that. But Shanna Swan said something about how the man's taint is larger than the female's by 60 to 100% longer. Ooh. And I just thought that just stuck in my mind. So we were talking about earlier in the green room, and I kind of brought that
So
up.
how do they measure the taint? Is it like
with a ruler?
From the butthole to what section of the underball?
I thought it was a lighter. What's the thing on
LiDAR?
the phone?
LiDAR.
They measure it, but it has to be really up close.
So what's the demarcation line that says, okay, this is the ball sack, this is where the taint starts?
Excellent questions, Jeff. Excellent
Is
question.
there a seam?
These are good. So what I'd like to
especially our listener in Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah, well,
they may have the answers.
He wants to know about this. I can promise you.
I'm almost certain he knows the answer because everybody knows that the fringe of the scrotum is the clear line marker from the fringe of the scrotum up to the anus hole. Yeah,
Yes. Well, and this
is it to the middle of the anus hole or just to the edge?
I would imagine it's just
edge.
to the edge because
it's to the edge.
But
clearly,
look. But it doesn't really matter because when you're dealing with numbers like 60 to 100% bigger, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the point is,
it's in the noise.
Is that
it's in the hair.
I was thinking there was more of a space, but there's not.
Oh God.
And this segment is brought to you by Hertz.
Yeah. Thanks, Hertz. You did this to me because had I not been in that car, I wouldn't have had to listen to that podcast, and I wouldn't have had that conversation.
And you wouldn't have bonded over taint lengths with your son.
And here's the other thing. Well, first of all, I did enjoy the trip because I went and I hung out with him at his work, and I had lunch, and then I drove back. And it's really not. It is 3.5 hours, but the 3.5 hours goes by pretty quick.
It does.
It really does.
Did you stop at Buc-ee's?
I didn't stop anywhere. It's like straight through, just right back home. So, the thing is that I have to return the car Monday morning back to the source in which I got it from.
Love Field.
So I called them up. First of
God.
all, on Sunday, I called Chuck. I'm like, hey, Chuck, I'm kind of in a predicament. And I usually ask Jeff, but I'm kind of spreading myself thin with everybody. I want to spread the hate so you get to enjoy one of these. And he's kind of like, yeah, I'm off that day. And under his breath, I can hear him a fucking asshole. I clearly heard that. It was almost audible, but I read between the lines. So I got him prepped for it. And then Monday morning, I call up and I call the number again, and they totally change it. They did a reverse, but I had to fight for it. So the difference from the Saturday conversation and the Monday morning conversation.
So they had you returning it to College Station?
No.
Well, that would have sucked.
No, but what they said is that
shit.
I could return it back in Frisco because
okay.
I was kind of like, they were like, no, your contract says you have to return it to the airport, and I was kind of like, all right, I want you to think outside the box here. I mean, honestly, you just answer me off the record. Is this an absurd thing or what? I mean, you're asking me to drive an hour to the airport as opposed to 5 minutes to the Hertz that's right here.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make sense to me at all. Be honest with me. I mean, does that make sense? I know the contract says that, but come on. I mean, this is Texas. It's Frisco. You guys are, that location never has cars. So they're going to be super happy that there's an extra freaking car.
Right.
It's money for every. It's a win-win.
And my name is Sean.
No, I didn't say any of that.
I'm a gold member.
I'm a gold member.
Elite platinum.
The President's Circle.
And I have a gold President's Circle.
I'm in the President's Circle. You know what that means?
Quite honestly, I don't know why they were giving you grief at
Obviously,
all.
it means nothing because you're not getting
That's what I thought.
Dude, no, I'm being serious now. For them to give you any grief at all for you being in the
I
President's
know.
Circle is bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
That's like being a crystal platinum on American Airlines. Whatever you want, they do. They just do.
Yes.
Because I rent cars all the time. I mean,
know
it's
you do.
ridiculous.
Like literally every week.
Almost. But whatever. But they changed the whole thing. So I'm thinking
Well, that was nice of them.
it was nice, and I'm thankful. But at the same time, I'm like, couldn't you just do that with the College Station thing and avoided the whole God blessing trip?
Right.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Take the silver lining. I did take it. I enjoyed time with my son.
And now you know that men's taints are bigger than women's taints.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was crazy.
That's actually the most important part of the story.
And that they're actually called, the women's is not called a taint, it's a perineum.
Yeah, why don't you walk us through that? Because you
Oh,
mentioned something
yes.
about how
that
you would
sounds
massage
sexy.
your wives.
Well, I didn't say
during
I
that.
did that, but that's an exercise that you could use to relieve the
And
pregnant
you learned
wife.
this how?
You let some other man massage her perineum?
No, we skipped
Was this
that
a
stuff.
doctor?
No, we took the, I
Did he have
don't want to
soft
say
hands?
Lamaze class, but we took some birthing class. And that was one of the suggestions that, well, when they get here and they start having their contractions, you can massage their perineum. Stick your thumb in and just kind of
What?
rub,
Okay.
and it relieves.
That is.
I'm very...
we did not do that.
I get
I'm
that it
extremely
probably does
uncomfortable.
cause some sort of relief for them, but at the same time, have they met us? We have a penis between our legs. If our hands get anywhere remotely to that area,
It slips.
it's
Even if it's contracting.
It's
Yeah.
like a Super Mario Brothers mushroom. Dun, 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 dun. You start running across the room in high speed.
And then you hear ding, a ding, a ding, a ding.
She's yelling at you. She's like, there's a baby coming out, and you want to put your dick in.
What? Jeff, you misunderstood us.
Oh.
I don't know where you went with that one.
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, you said you did it.
Okay.
You massaged.
So this is the second half
okay,
of the podcast.
So we did because I don't know if we want to talk about this, but remember
I
when
did mention it's
when
December
women
23rd,
give
right? The 30th.
when women give birth, it can episiotomy. You know what
that's
is?
where they cut and make it a little bit larger.
Correct, and
Yes.
it's not fun to watch. I watched it. It looks extremely painful.
So which way did they cut it? Up or down?
They cut it.
They cut
down.
it towards the anus?
Yes.
So they shortened the
Oh,
taint.
wow. So they
Yeah.
the taint, what do they call it? The
Perineum,
perineum?
yes.
The perineum. So so the perineum is a disposable little strip of skin
No,
down there, right?
no. They're not cutting it off. They're
They're slicing it
simply
open.
splitting it to give more room for the baby.
Good Lord. Is that because they didn't allow time for it to dilate correctly?
No,
Uh,
sometimes the babies are just too
They're
big.
just too big.
Whoa.
Yeah, I cannot believe we're talking about this, but it's a fascinating topic. Anyway, so in prep for this, they say you can massage that area because it's likely and possible that has to happen. The appeasing might have to happen, and it makes that surgical procedure easier and less traumatic if
So
that,
it's like a massage of that. I don't know if there's a muscle there. or not.
correct. And it doesn't have to be a doing, doing, ding, 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 ding moment like you were
I'm
talking
gonna
about.
have to.
earlier.
I'm about to pull the yellow card on this whole topic.
So you had to do that in the hospital in front of everyone.
Well, we did it for months beforehand, over and over again every night.
Well, this is shit dudes go through. Not everybody, but certain dudes have to deal with this.
the face. The face is why we need video.
Yes.
Seeing the pain that he's going through. is
Yes.
Shoot, by the
thinking
time
about
my wife had her fourth kid, poor Austin, he was like coming out of there. I mean, I had a baseball glove. It's like, whoosh, got him.
Same here.
No, except for Preston, he wasn't the same. He came out kind of what do they call that? He comes out
Breech?
backwards. It was breech, man.
Who
it was
was?
crazy. Preston.
Oh shit.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. He came out. He had to like twist him, and I was kind of like, dude, you're gonna fucking kill him. And he was like twisting his neck all sideways.
And they don't fuck around.
No,
Like
they-
it's can be a tense, very tense.
It's got to
It
happen
was.
fast.
And he was good. He was good. He knew exactly what to do.
Good for
And
him.
me, I was looking at him, and I know why guys pass out during labor.
Yeah.
It's because we're pacing their breathing, like. Then we just like pass
You
out.
just you hyperventilate.
Dude, I don't know. We could tell lots of stories about how that whole experience went. But remember, my wife did no meds. All 3 natural births.
Oh.
So she had to go into her cocoon of pain management, and I had to coach her through it. And it was an experience, man. And for Dawson, we had scary moments. Lost the heartbeat, people running in and out of the room, all this kind of crazy stuff going on. It was scary. It can be very an emotional, traumatic.
Tara did one of those.
Yeah.
Emily was without anything. She was just like, I think at the time, because we didn't have insurance, so we had to pay cash. And
Right.
It was like $13,000 out of pocket.
Right.
There you go. And Tara was like, and her methodology was like, I'm going to save $3,500 and just skip the
drugs.
Yeah, all the stuff that is involved. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah.
Afterwards, she's like, "Yeah, I'm spending it next time."
But actually, she did say that. She did say that, but she really sincerely wanted to have that experience. So yeah, she did say that was the reason, but she really did want to have that experience.
A lot of women
and then
do.
after that, she was
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that.
No.
Yeah.
Then the 2 boys came out. Preston, he's fucking Fred Flintstone. He came out, and she was like, good God. He broke that system.
Yeah, when Brandon came out, the episiotomy was not enough.
Oh,
And-
yeah, he's a big boy.
He's big. He was big then,
He's like
too.
Bam Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah, no shit.
and he was he was a bloody mess when he came out.
Ugh.
The doctor held him up for the picture, and he was just like, he looked like Carrie. There's this
From Alien.
from the movie Carrie. No, so the decision
prom
was made.
queen, drenched in blood.
Yeah,
Oh,
the decision
God.
was made since Brandon was so large.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Mr. Producer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
I mean, he
not
never
a good
red
visual.
face, but
That's really
Uh,
not a good
They had
visual.
fire eyeballs.
yeah, the decision was made since Brandon was so large in the complication that Stephen was going to be a C-section.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Was he?
yeah, Stephen was.
Oh, I get it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't want to go through that twice.
Yeah, because Brandon was so large caused
It's
some problems.
It is funny that you say the fourth one was like super, like Austin was super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Well,
Brody,
Austin wasn't as big either.
for Brody it was like, oh honey, I think I.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh okay, I got you.
I'm sure our female listeners out there are going like, these guys are fucking dip charts, man. I mean,
Oh,
they have no idea what they're talking about. Until they pass birth, they can just shut the hell up.
We don't know what that experience is like, but we know what the experience is like
100%.
as a father being there.
It was a trip, man. And we played a big role. I played a big role. I mean, her little contraction machine was going up and up and down and up.
And you were massaging it.
No. And she was in her cocoon. She wasn't speaking, and her eyes were closed the whole time. And so I was like, okay, I don't know what to do or say.
You're like, I'm going for a beer.
Yeah.
Kind of.
She won't know how I left.
I was like, you know. Anyway, but no, seriously, I was
You know
telling
that's not true. It was Jack and Coke.
Yeah, of course.
No, back then it was
No,
a
was it-
California cooler.
No, or the
No,
Zima. Probably a Zima
No,
or
it was it
rum
would-
and Coke.
It would have been
Captain
yes,
Morgan.
It would have
Malibu,
been,
what
it
is
would have been
it?
Captain Morgan
Captain
and
Morgan.
Coke, which they didn't let me have in the room. And I was like, that's bullshit. You know what I'm paying for? Anyway, so I was watching the machine, and I told her it's peaked. I was just talking to her and
She's
telling
like,
her.
I know.
No, she did not say a word. Her eyes were closed the whole time, and I would tell her, it's peaked, it's coming down, it's coming down.
Shelley's
And then-
not here. Only
Right?
Zool.
Yeah, pretty much. And then later she told me, you were so helpful. And I was like, well, like what? I was just stood there, being supportive. But when I told her that it peaked, she couldn't tell, like in her body.
Right.
She just felt it was like intense and high. And she was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can keep doing this. And then I told her it's peaked, and she was like, oh, it's coming down. I can do this. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, going back up.
Yeah, just kidding.
That's a false peak. You
Whoa,
son of a bitch.
Yeah, this machine is fucked up, man. Anyway, it was a trip, man. It was a trip. Anyway, wow.
and you're still married.
We have literally never talked about that before. That was
No.
a fascinating topic.
Yeah, one of the things that happened when Brandon was born, Julie had so much water, amniotic fluid or whatever you want to call it,
Oh yeah.
She was very, very large, her stomach. I mean, he was big, so he had a lot of water. And they had to induce, what do you want to call
Break
it?
the water?
Yeah. So he went in there with his little hook or whatever.
Yeah, it is like a creepy little hook thing.
Yeah, so he went up there and he pulled it, and this water went all over him. He's like, no one's gotten me in like 5 years. He goes, that's incredible.
It squirted all over him?
Fucking
all
money
over him.
shot, huh?
It went all over the floor. I was standing there holding her hand. Next thing I know, I was in tube socks. Next thing I knew, my socks were drenched.
Hold on, stop. You're in fucking tube socks?
I was in tube socks.
Okay. Yeah, you were
Did
not.
they have a Go Fast stripe on them?
No, they were just white ones.
You were not dressed appropriately then, huh?
No, and then
You needed duck boots?
Everyone knows you should have worn galoshes.
and what's funny is I was standing there in all this amniotic fluid on the floor, and then they covered her up, and then her brother came in to visit with her, and I took my socks off. I was like, here, Don, can you hold these for me?
You did not. Just to fuck with him? Or?
No, I wasn't even thinking. I was like, can you do something with these?
Your tube
and he
socks,
just
you took
like-
them off?
Yes, because they're soaked.
He's like,
in
here, smell
this-
these.
And he still brings it up to this day. He's like, you wanted me to hold my sister's embryonic fluid.
Fluid socks.
It was
Wow.
bad. It was bad. It was warm. Like, warmed my feet up.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was a little too much, man.
That was a lot.
Yes.
So quite an experience, though. That's a different experience.
Yeah.
But
I
you
mean-
were there for all 4 births, obviously, right?
All 4. And I'll share something that's a little embarrassing and life-changing for me.
Oh, I think I
Right.
know this story.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when my first son was born, which is child number 3, I had a career where I was doing construction during the day and, doing whatever it took to make money. So construction during the day, and I was a disc jockey at night.
Right.
And nice. And
Wow.
I was out on a gig, and I got drunk. Long story short,
Yeah.
I was drunk, and my wife went into labor, and I struggled getting there.
Ouch. Yeah.
And I swore from that day forward that would never, ever happen again. And it has, but it
Not while she was
As a matter of
pregnant.
fact, it happened for the next baby.
it has, but it didn't happen until they were like 2 decades later.
Right.
And so I stuck to it. I was like, I will never ever put my family in a position to where I will be too inebriated to take care of them.
Yeah.
It was life changing because I was kind of like, I failed. I felt like a failure. Nobody else knew because nobody knew I was drunk. They kind of thought, is he drunk? But they didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah, they didn't know. What's up, man?
And you just reeked of Grand Marnier
Do I get to break the
or
water?
Pinch.
No, none of that was there because there was no one else there. It was just me because it was in the middle of the night.
Oh, right.
So it was just me. So the mother, no one else was there. Excuse me. But anyways, so the point is that it's kind of a life changing thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
And these things like self realization things.
That's a good.
yeah.
That's a good one, though.
It was. It is good, and I'm thankful that I had it. I wasn't thankful that it went through. And it wasn't actually when he was. I misspoke. It wasn't when he was born. It was prior to that because she was having issues with her amniotic fluid being low, and that she had to go to the hospital in an emergency. And I was notified, and her mom couldn't get there in time, and I was on my way. It was just ugly.
I know what you mean.
So I showed up, and it was late, and I could have been there sooner. She was thankful I was there, and I fell asleep next to her, and you imagine me fucking snoring, right?
Oh, yeah.
A fucking symphony
Just
of
farting everywhere, too.
just vocal flatulence just
Did
going everywhere.
Did the hospital staff ask you to leave?
No.
They're like, we need to get him a CPAP.
Bing! There it is. 23 straight.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
Congratulations, Jeff.
I recommend for all those people out there to get a CPAP machine. This moment brought to you by Bedrez.
The last one, you were like, well, if I don't need one, I'm not going to get one. I don't snore anymore. I lost weight. Fuck you. That was you, Jeff, on the last
That was
podcast.
me.
It was.
I don't know about
was.
the fuck you, but yeah.
I don't believe I said that. But
No, we read between the lines.
yes.
Anyways, those are important things. We hadn't planned on talking about this.
No, it wasn't on the list.
That was not on the board.
It was not,
was
but
not.
with life comes death, and there have been some deaths in our
Significant
world.
ones this week.
Yeah. So I've been babbling.
Well, I think we should start. We'll leave the big one. Well, I don't want, they're all big.
Which one's
to
big?
people. Well, probably the most popular one, right? So Chuck brought up Linda Lavin.
So she, I had to look her up.
She's Alice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
okay.
only thing I know her from.
Right.
Now, I feel stupid for Alice. Okay. Alice, what show? Like,
Alice. It's called Alice. She's a waitress in a diner.
can you give me a still or
with Flo?
Remember with Mel, and there was that one woman on there. Mel, you can kiss my grits
That was Flo.
when
Okay.
donkeys fly.
give me a YouTube short of this because I'm struggling.
No, it's Alice. There you go.
Would I recognize it? I would immediately recognize it, right?
Yeah, see if you can pull up a little video.
Oh yes. Oh, to me I got confused that maybe that was part of
Play a little trailer
Grease
there.
Lightning. Not Grease
No.
Lightning, but
Tap to unmute.
what am I thinking of? Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Night, Calvin.
Well, it's not going to be a good night for me.
It must be love. Look at Vera.
It's kind of
She
crazy.
just hates to see Calvin leave.
So do I. The only customer we've had all night.
Might
No.
as well lock up now. Yeah, the only person coming in here tonight be Jack.
Which one's Alice?
Gusto.
Her?
No, that's
No,
Flo.
that's Flo.
The one is Alice is at the sitting down.
Yeah, she's counting her tips right there.
Yeah. How do you discourage
Coins.
a man from
She
making
was the pretty
physical
one of the
advances
three.
to you?
Whatever. Anyways, I watched that show.
I
was,
watched it.
Okay,
it's
no,
popular.
I recognize it. I recognize it now.
How do I stop?
So
him
she
from
passed away.
kissing
How
me
old?
Just for my body.
How old was
Let
she?
him catch you.
73? Am I recalling that correctly?
I have no idea how old she was.
I think we're good with that. Yeah, thank you. That was perfect.
I didn't follow her career, so I don't know. I
So
watched
she was
Alice.
born in 1937. So she was
Ooh.
87 years old.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's a good amount.
Yeah, she made a good run.
You know, anything past the 75 marker, what is it, 73 to 76?
Yeah, it's 74 to 70. Who knows what it is for the women? But
She's
yeah.
5'3". You know,
And
like-
you know, we know
like,
her.
like Sessions.
Yeah, right. And we know her for that show, but the reality is she probably had 20 years of Broadway. And,
Yeah, that's just it. I'm looking
know.
at it, and she had
there it
there's
is,
something
right there.
called Elspeth on in 2024. I mean, that's
Oh,
the
that
latest
show's on
one.
right now. Yeah, I don't watch it, but yeah,
she
Oh,
won
she
a
was
Tony Award.
she was
for
in the
Best Actress.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Really?
Very nice.
It's Superman. She's on a couple movies. Nice. I mean, she had a long career here.
I haven't seen her in. And the thing is that we probably have seen her.
You probably have.
You just don't realize who
That's
it was.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's outstanding.
She was
Well-
in Barney Miller as well.
Was
Rest,
she really?
rest in peace.
That's what it says.
Lovely actress, lovely career, lovely life. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. And who?
The other one
Did we already
was
talk about the?
we talked about Brian Gummel, so we don't have to talk about him too
Okay.
much. But the big one, in
The
my
big one.
opinion, is Jim Carter.
Yes.
Right, the president,
President Carter.
President
Jimmy-
Carter.
Jimmy.
And you know what's
Carter.
crazy is how he died. I mean,
He was
died.
100.
Well, he died of old age, but I mean, he
I was gonna say, what was he skydiving?
No,
I mean,
but-
what happened?
what he
Kicked off a
tackled
horse?
because he had cancer. He had melanoma, and
For real?
That's
Yeah.
skin cancer.
yeah, he had skin cancer,
Oh, no
and,
shit.
he beat it, and he
Yeah.
lived for another 13 years.
Good for him. Now he was the peanut farmer. Yes.
That
As
was
a kid.
That was his brother. I
Oh,
thought.
right.
Billy Carter, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Billy Carter. Yeah, he was the peanut farmer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
They had Billy Beer. Remember Billy Beer?
No.
Yeah, they had Billy Beer back in the late 70s as well.
So-
you know, I mean, Jimmy Carter was supposed to be one of the worst presidents ever.
Yeah, he wasn't a great president, but he apparently was a super peaceful man. He was
Oh, yeah.
very,
He's probably right where the Democrats need to be right now, and and he was in the
not,
middle.
He was not effective president, though.
No, he was not.
That's
He was a one-term, yeah.
Yeah, Reagan beat his ass.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
absolutely, because things were failing, and then
Well,
Reagan
and-
came in and
Yeah, and he was the one that had the Iran hostages.
The hostages, yeah.
And then Reagan came in and
just annihilated that.
well, and remember
I
on
think
the
they released him even
actually on the
before.
last podcast, I asked why, like what did Reagan do or say to make them release him on day one? But you guys were saying that they knew they could get away with it, or maybe
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either.
I don't know what I was. When Reagan, I was 11 when Reagan got elected. So
it's similar
It
to
wasn't
what Trump getting
into
to office right now.
politics.
They can anticipate what's going on because look, there's people overseas right now, the terrorist organizations, the Iranians, all these people. They're like, we know that we could take advantage. Anytime the Americans have a Democrat in office, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Well, especially Biden, because he's not in control.
I'll
right?
give it to Obama. He was there when they took out Bin Laden.
Bin Laden. Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
Yeah, but then he blew the intelligence of it. Did you hear what happened on that one?
No, what happened there?
So they did the raid in Pakistan, right? And they got all his computers, and they were like, they got this trove of information, and they were desperate to keep it quiet so that they could chase down all the people,
Right.
hook together the network that's involved with Bin Laden, and then go get them. But Obama was so eager to tell the nation that
We have all the computers.
that we got Bin Laden. So as soon as they announced that they had got Bin Laden, the network connected to him, poof,
Right.
bayonet.
Dissipated, just just like that.
Yep. And the intelligence agency was like, "You mother."
So Jimmy Carter, born and raised in Plains, Georgia, graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1946, joined the U.S. Navy, submarine services, returned home after military service to his family, peanut growing business before beginning a career in Georgia politics, where he supported the civil rights movement as a state senator and later a governor. He won the 1976 Democratic presidential nomination as a dark horse candidate. Probably need to find out what is a dark horse.
Dark horse is the underdog, right?
Yeah.
The unlikely candidate.
Yeah, the unlikely candidate.
So in defeating Gerald Ford. So Gerald,
That's right.
what was up with Gerald Ford?
Gerald Ford took over for Nixon.
Right. So he was almost like he was a
yeah,
transitory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus-
This guy was a quality individual. Jimmy Carter was. He might have been an ineffective president, but he was a quality human being, and everyone is in agreement on that.
I think so.
He was a centralist, I think, mostly. Yeah, and you know what? Look, he had
That's
a
the way
long
most.
life.
That's the way most Democrats were back in the day. They weren't what they are today.
Yeah, they're not left.
They're not progressive,
hate-spewing,
bullshitty people.
wokey.
So, but I
It's
wonder.
absurd.
I wonder now that Biden is done. They consider Carter one of the worst of all times. I know they say Trump is too, just because they're pissed
They
off
hate
at
him. Yeah.
But I discount that. I wonder how they're going to weigh Biden in this last year of his
yeah, but
administration.
I mean, what
how
did
it's
he really
gonna-
accomplish, Biden?
I don't know.
What
I
did
mean-
he accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Not much.
I mean that they're the same thing. I mean, but I wasn't there when we were, but wasn't into politics when Jimmy Carter was in office. So it's hard to say.
I think it was worse during Carter because I do remember the fuel lines.
Oh yeah,
You don't have that with Biden.
that was
Yeah.
the
Inflation went way up. Unemployment went way up. There were fuel lines where you'd see 100 cars waiting to get gas.
Yep.
I remember that happening.
You only see that at Costco now.
People are stupid.
I know
They're
it.
stupid. Go across the street and
You know,
spend
that is
50 cents
I-
more.
I think
No.
you're right.
I know.
But still, okay. It's amazing me. I'm kind of curious how the general people, I don't even know who it is. Who are these people that, I mean, when they start grading these presidents, when you ask AI,
I don't know who does this.
No, it's ridiculous.
You know,
It's probably like the New York Times or some
Yes.
some conglomerate of Ivy League leaders.
I can promise you it's not based on a metric that's
Mr.
consistent
Producer,
and
can
standard.
you type in a new Google search engine and say, tell us who was, list the president's popularity.
Popularity
No,
or,
no.
List
or
the
successful?
Best to worst.
Yeah,
Best.
there you go.
Best or worst president? Trump's going to be dead last. I can promise you.
I think they should use the dudes like us ranking.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yes.
Trump would be,
Well, that's not AI, though.
he'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
So they're probably not going to
No,
list that.
Trump is. Where's Biden?
Let's see here. Okay, who's number 1? Is it Lincoln?
Lincoln,
There we
Washington,
go.
Roosevelt. Where's Biden at?
There's Reagan. Reagan's pretty high. Look at that.
He should be.
I agree.
Yeah, but these lists are old. Like the one who's up there is from 2022.
Oh, Biden's probably not even on there yet.
Obama's way too high, dude. Come
Yes,
on.
I agree.
Get out of here.
I think Clinton deserves
All right,
to be
so
up
on
there.
February 19, 2024,
There's
they came
Clinton.
up with a
I
list.
see Clinton. He's right above Ulysses S. Grant. HW.
Yeah, so that's not a fair assessment. I don't think that's from
It's
2022
it's
anyways.
C-SPAN, though. That seems to have a little more credibility, maybe.
I don't know. Donald Trump's down there at the bottom fourth.
Oh, God.
So,
Really? What are they basing that on?
Yeah, it's just.
I want to
whatever.
know. I want to know the metric, the criteria.
Well, he has points right there, right? 2021 final score. That's why Biden's not in there.
There you go. Whatever. Well, so it's a vote.
I was thinking that AI would actually produce a list, and typically they would. I guess there's.
You want to go Chat GPT and say,
Well, I don't know if we have Chat GPT on there. I'd be kind of curious what it says.
This is the Chuckster's computer, so I
I
don't
can
know.
try it on my phone. Do you want me to try that? Ranking U.S. presidents from best to worst is inherently subjective. Thank you. It's being honest.
Of course it is.
And depends on criteria used, such as leadership, crisis management, policy impact, or legacy. However, there is a general ranking based on the combination of historical surveys, scholars' opinions, and public consensus. All right, number 1, Abraham Lincoln, George Strait, George Washington.
George Strait.
Yep, I know.
Straight.
I didn't even know he was president. God, what year was that? Franklin, Roosevelt, two Roosevelts in a row, back to back.
Excuse me.
All right, mid-tier. Truman, Eisenhower, JFK, Ronald Reagan, Barack Obama. Controversial or mixed legacy presidents, Andrew Jackson, Woodrow Wilson, Bill Clinton, George W., and Donald Trump. Bottom presidents, Herbert Hoover, Richard Nixon, Harding, Andrew Johnson, and Buchanan, which means they haven't ranked, I guess they haven't ranked, what's his name, Biden yet, because he's not done. Oh, what are we doing here? Is this a live stream?
I don't know.
Is it a reel?
We got Jeff on the Dudes Like Us podcast
doing a reel.
Yeah, you just decided to
Instagram.
You just decided to go rogue and
I did.
That's all right.
start filming
So
during
the,
the middle of the podcast.
It doesn't sound like it's you know what? It's difficult to rank though. It's difficult to read some of those lists because like it said, there's so many things to consider.
But they had Trump in the top portion, though, it sounded like.
No, I thought it was the bottom portion.
Was it really?
I thought it.
No, I thought you said Trump, and he said, now for the bottom portion.
Did I?
I thought.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
said
go
it kind of weird.
I said it weird.
Yeah. You
Okay,
didn't-
no, Donald. Okay, he was in the controversial or mixed legacy president. Mixed legacy. Yeah, he's number 15 in the Donald Trump under George W.
Well, I mean, look,
So I don't know. It's very subjective.
We had
and it said that.
we had a president die, and Jimmy Carter, and he had a fantastic life.
Yeah,
And
100 years.
Yeah, when 75 years, 76 years with his wife. You know,
He would pop up every now and then. He'd make some comments, but I think for the most part, he stayed out of the limelight, didn't he?
Most of them do, other than
Barack.
I was going to say some of the more recent
Good
ones.
Lord.
Barrack.
Seriously, as soon as you are done with your presidency, you're out.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to hear from you other than no, I mean when they do like Pearl Harbor,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you know,
look,
where all the
but you don't-
presidents need to stand together in unity. But
yeah,
you
that's
don't, you
good
don't,
too. But
you
when
don't,
Barry
you don't talk shit.
when Barry was sitting at that promotion for Camel Toe Harris, when he was saying, I mean, right before the election, he was still saying, well, there's
Oh, yeah.
still good people on both sides.
Very fine people.
Very fine. I mean, it just the fact
Crazy.
that he said that, I was
I
like,
know it.
dude, come on.
He's a joke. Get
Come
out of the way.
on, you just ruined it.
Even
you
his
ruined
own,
it.
even his own party's like, yeah, extra stage left, bro. You're done.
Yeah, they're done with the Obamas, I think,
I think so too.
which is good.
It is good. All right, so I want to
What
talk
if that
about
includes
something.
Michelle?
Dude.
Because she's being called out for her holiday season comment.
What
you
did
know?
she say?
Oh,
I
what she
saw
said-
something. I don't know what she
Instead of saying
said.
Merry Christmas like most of the
Oh,
planet.
happy holidays.
In fact, I posted something on our Instagram. I don't know if you saw it. It said, Merry Christmas, United States. And they have the red United States of all the Republicans. And Happy Holidays. And they have the blue highlighted.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah,
It was still good, though.
I wonder if some people don't know that if it irks people when you say happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. I don't know. It's interesting because in Europe they say Happy Christmas.
So I've learned through my job, and you probably have too, being in the corporate world, it's I used to say Merry Christmas. And I've been informed that I should be saying Happy Holidays.
You were told that?
Yep.
Like in what form? Email?
It wasn't a direct email towards me. It was a general email. These are preferred ways to respond.
But why do you feel like it was directed at you?
Oh, no, it wasn't directed at me.
Oh,
No,
okay,
no, no,
okay.
no.
I thought you were being
No.
singled out because.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, in fact, in my
Well, I got the same things when I was at corporate. I got those same type of emails.
I'm still liberal. I mean,
Hold on. And you're saying that they were saying, "Hey guys," it's
instead
more-
of saying Merry Christmas.
yeah.
No. I disagree.
Yeah.
We can say whatever the fuck we want, man.
I do, and I did, and I still do.
Don't
in
tell
fact,
me I can't say Merry Christmas.
On my little letterhead on the bottom has my name, and then I like Thanksgiving I'll have a little turkey, and Christmas I have a little Christmas tree, and February I have a little heart with a little Cupid, and Halloween I have a little pumpkin. I try to make it fun. Just let people know, hey, I'm human.
I didn't understand when I was a kid. Xmas, right?
Well, I still don't
Right.
understand.
They're taking Christ out of Christmas.
Is that the really?
And
or
they're
I
making
thought
it-
it was just a way to shorten it.
Is it?
I don't know.
I'm not on board with that. And then when Shelley explained to me, or I don't know who it was explained to me, my mom maybe, and because I was like Merry Xmas or Merry Xmas, I mean just doing what a little kid does. And then somebody said to me, you don't say Xmas, you say Christmas, just like Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
All right, so
Right.
people use the abbreviation Xmas for Christmas because the X represents the Greek letter chi, which is the first letter of the Greek word Christos.
Yeah, but I kind of call bullshit.
Well, that's the official AI overview.
AI. I mean, what do you guys think? Am I uninformed
Well,
on
I know.
this one?
Well, I know there's. Well, I don't know. I've never heard that, but I know there is a group of folks, or that say that you are removing Christ from Christmas.
That's
when you
what
use
I
that.
that's what I get with it.
Whether it's the case,
But I
or
didn't
not,
know
I
about
don't
this Greek thing.
So the origin, the abbreviation originated in the 1500s as a way to represent Christ across languages. The X was meant to be read as the Greek letter chi, not the
Okay.
English pronunciation of X.
All right, if we're supposed to take that for what it is, then I retract.
So it's Chimus.
It's Chimus.
But look, I always thought
Happy, hey, Merry,
I
Merry
always thought it
Chimus.
was just an
Chimus.
Merry
abbreviated form of Christmas. That's all I was. I was like, I don't have enough room to put all that in there. And when you mention that you take the Christ out of Christmas, yeah, that kind of rings a bell to
I
it,
don't
yeah.
know who planted that in my head when I was little, or sub-adult, but yeah, that was I
Probably
was told,
Father Joseph.
probably
Well, you still say Christmas, right?
Christ,
Christmas. Yeah, you still say
Christmas.
it. You just don't write
That's
it.
True. I don't know. I don't know if that's a conspiracy or not, but
I don't
just
know.
wanted to-
Well, I've always thought. I think it was because of you.
Yeah, what? That's the first time I've ever brought it up to anyone.
No,
ever.
no. You've brought it up to me in the past.
Did I?
Yep.
Damn
Yep. I remember. It's okay. It's okay because I had said something about in some sort of past email or text message, X message, like, "Hey, don't do that."
Yeah, don't you ever do that again,
No,
Sean.
you didn't say it like that.
Oh, I
You
didn't.
were just like, "I hate you."
Oh, it's even better.
No, but you brought it up, and I was like, well, maybe that does mean that. They don't have Google like they have now, so I didn't fact check you to realize you're full of shit. I was just like,
Right.
well, maybe he's right. You
Yeah.
know? And
You should have assumed I was full of shit. Come on. man.
no, but because it does have some merit to it.
It does.
Because I mean,
Right.
It does.
Christ is missing.
It doesn't look good. Xmas.
Yeah.
But it's
So
been
I
around
stopped.
since the 1500s.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were they doing that back then?
That seems. I don't know.
Were they PC back
They put
then?
that on tablets.
Well, it says the abbreviation originated in the mid 1500s.
The Rosetta Stone, is that on there?
It's not on the Rosetta
Yeah, it's
Stone.
not on
I can promise you.
the.
All right. Hey, I want to bring up
It's not
something
some
else.
Sumerian text.
I know this is kind of a maybe not a left turn, but hey, I want to talk about the horrific story on the subway, New York City.
Oh my God!
I know this
I
is a
don't-
downer. This is a downer, but there's a good story about it. It's a good spin on it.
How? How can
So,
that be
all right,
good?
Okay, so there's all sorts of carnage that's happening on the damn New York City subway, right?
Right.
And the governor's like, oh, it's safe and blah 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 blah. I read a story today that the Guardian Angels. I don't even know who they are. Is that a gang? Who are the Guardian Angels?
So they are a gang. They are liberated through a community that used to be in gangs, and they're a community nonprofit organization. They just a group of guys that get together and we're going to patrol our own neighborhoods, and we're
Yes.
going to make sure that people like Daniel Penny don't get put in an uncompromising position where they have
Right.
to choke someone out and accidentally kill them.
Oh, they're going to be in the same position, by the way.
Not as a
Do
group.
they call those, is it renegades or
Vigilantes.
vigilantes?
Kind of.
Are they called
Anyway, so
vigilantes?
the
yeah,
point
but they're
is-
sanctioned.
A point is, well,
By who?
The city.
Can you check
Because
that
they-
out, Mr. Producer? The Guardian Angels that they are now going to patrol the subways of New York City. because after that woman was burned to death by the homeless dude.
It needs it. They need it
They
bad.
need it so bad. And I'm like, okay, well, I wanted to know, who are these guardian angels? Are they sanctioned by the New York Police Department?
Okay, sanctioned was probably a little bit too strong, but they're recognized.
I'm happy that I heard that. Okay, it says, all right, let's see what we got here. It says, Guardian Angels resume New York City patrols after subway burning death. Never seen it this bad. Okay. All right, so who are they?
So they
though?
resume.
Who are they? They're a volunteer crime prevention group. Okay, but are they immune to the Daniel Penny?
No, this is back in the late
So
70s.
they're not. They're okay. Look, they are controlling. They're controlling the negative influence that is happening on the subways by mass.
Preventative.
Basically,
because there's like a
preventative.
group of them.
Basically, it's men being in the right place at the right time to stop people from doing stupid
Preventative.
shit.
And
Yes.
they're usually there in a group. Like there's 4 or 5 guys.
And they have jackets, I
yeah,
think.
Well, yeah,
wear,
they got the red jackets.
Yeah.
They're just showing a picture of it right now.
Yeah.
They look kind of cool.
And
The
berets.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would do it. And carrying an AK?
I don't think they're carrying an AK.
Oh, they're not?
I think it's a bazooka.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a bazooka. I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
Dude,
only
I love
carry
that.
Tootsie Roll Pops.
But I love that because, and I guarantee the citizens of New York City love it too, because they're got to be tired of
Who
it.
else is going to get out there? The
I
Hells
know.
Angels? I mean, the Harley Davidson folks? I mean, somebody's got to get out there and do
Somebody's
it.
got to
because
protect the
they're
people,
not.
man. Crazy.
I mean, look, if it were me, I would have military soldiers out there.
Well,
I'd have the
Hochul-
National Guard.
Well, Hochul put the National Guard into the subways, but they were looking at
They did?
purses. Yeah, she did.
They were doing what?
All they were doing were checking purses. They weren't on the subway itself, so it was in
How
the
is that
entrance.
helpful? Why are they checking
But
purses?
hold on. But I mean, just the fact that their presence there is a step in the right direction.
It is, but checking purses?
Yeah, there was video of it. She did it about 6-9 months ago. And there are video, and they're like the TSA. They're stopping people looking in their
Yeah,
purse.
because women pulling out guns out of their purses on the subway seems to be a prevalent
Well, you're not allowed to
crime.
have guns in New York anyways.
Oh, that's right. So there are none, right?
But I'll tell you,
That's right, none.
Right. That's great. That law worked.
Yeah.
God damn it, I lost my train of thought here.
I was talking about how they were checking purses.
So a lot of these people out there, it's the immigrants that are causing this.
Yeah.
You know, actually, that's not true because the Daniel Penny thing wasn't from an immigrant.
No.
You know, it's kind of difficult, man.
Mental illness.
But you've got these people that are raping women in front of a bunch of people.
that did nothing.
Did nothing except video record it.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is crazy. It just
Well,
you know-
they're also talking about potentially going after the folks who sat there while the guy lit that lady on fire.
They weren't alone?
No.
Oh, God.
okay.
Please.
So look how
Dude,
crazy this is. So
unbelievable.
they're going to go after the people that didn't do anything, but when they do something, then you're going to go after them still.
Right.
I mean, come
Right.
on, come on.
You nailed it right there. It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep.
I'm so glad he was acquitted, by the way. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. but
Amen.
I think that would have set a huge precedent where no one was going to help anyone.
They already
Anyone.
don't.
They already don't, but you have folks every now and then step up. That would have killed that at that point.
Oh, it would have been the ender of anybody who even thought about it.
Yeah. This guy who got caught from Guatemala.
What was that?
He's an illegal alien. Trump sent him back
Oh, no.
when he came over during Trump. Trump administration found him, sent him back,
Oh, great.
and he crept back over during the Biden administration and been here for a few years. So my question, so he got caught doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Whack 'em.
No, New York doesn't have the death penalty. The harshest they can do is life in prison without parole.
Well, put them life in prison, and they'll whack them in prison.
So
Well, hold on. I think you
so the question is, do you send him back with any confidence that he's going to be in prison down there and he's just not going to turn around and come back? Or do you pay for him the rest of his life via taxes to be in prison?
So, what is the name
So-
of that movie? Glorious Bastards? Is that the name?
Inglorious.
Inglorious Bastards. So, remember when Brad Pitt took his knife and put a swastika on the forehead?
Wow.
We can't have you walking around thinking you're just a regular old Nebraskan resident, do you? I made that part. So he carved it in a swastika.
He did.
They need to be branded. They need to wear the Nathaniel Hawthorne scarlet letter. I mean, they need to be branded. And I don't know what to say.
So if I were like, I don't know, president, who makes this decision? Let's say I was president.
It's probably Holman, right? His
Right.
organization, Homeland Security.
I would contact Guatemala, and I would say, I'm going to send this person to you, and you're going to deal with him extremely harshly. Hopefully death penalty.
Right.
Hopefully death penalty. And if you don't, blah, 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 blah.
That's right.
Baby, yeah. That's what I mean.
That's what I would
do. You roll that dice? And
There's no fucking way I'm spending money
right. That was the
giving
question.
him food and letting him watch TV.
I'm so
3 squares and a cop.
looking forward
Fuck
to Holman coming in and opening up a can of whoop ass.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just
and he's talking serious shit.
Well, this
man. I love it.
Trend or Agua or whatever, or however you say it, they need to go.
Oh,
I mean, they are
you're talking about
spreading
the gang.
the one in Aria,
the Venezuela,
Colorado.
They're in Texas too. The Venezuelan gangs.
Oh, they're like in 13 states.
Yeah, they're all over the place. They're in all the big cities.
So here's what I think is encouraging. I think for as many people are coming out and say we're gonna restrict or block the Trump administration as much as we can, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to let them do this. There's so many more agents on the ground everywhere that feel helpless and are frustrated that they can't do their jobs.
Right.
And they're going to be empowered, and they're going to be on board.
Well, you'll see this as well, where the governor or a mayor says that.
Yeah, they talk shit.
But the sheriff and the police are like, I'm not.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You mean they're not going to provide support?
No, they'll disobey their governor. Like when they start, there's been some things where they're like, we're not going to allow people to own guns in our city or something like that,
or ICE to apprehend.
Yeah, and
because we're a sanctuary city.
Yeah, the sheriff will come out and go, yeah, our crime is too bad. We'll be helping them.
Yep, we'll be. Yeah,
so basically disobeying the mayor and the governor.
And good.
Yeah,
because the sheriff is an elected individual.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Take it on. I'm working for the people.
Hell, you'll even see sheriffs in California say that kind of stuff. I mean, they. That's
where I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, they lay it down. I love it. It's good stuff. It's what needs to happen.
I know. I agree. Yeah, they need to get rid of these bad actors.
It'll be interesting.
There's a lot of bad stuff, and it's all over the place. It's the Palestinian flags that are popping up all over the place, and it's not. Look, I don't care if you raise a Palestinian flag. I don't. It's just it's the crime. It's why are you doing it? It's the whole going through antagonizing people that aren't part of that culture. It's just like, dude, do your thing. I mean, because that's what we are. We're a big melting pot.
Right,
okay,
right.
You want to have your religion. You want to have your stuff. Do it. Just don't infringe on other people's rights.
Yep.
Right.
You know, that's respect each other.
Right.
You know, that's the bottom line. But they can't assimilate. That's the most difficult thing. If you can't assimilate, then don't fucking join us. Get the fuck out of here. That's my opinion.
I think we have some assimilation problems here in Frisco.
We do.
To be honest.
I would agree with that.
Are you talking about?
Well, because there's no incentive to. I mean, why do you need to assimilate if every single part of your culture is available?
Yeah, it's been rebuilt here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I know. All right, another left.
Well, I'm trying to think of a way to spin that, but yeah.
let's do another left. I don't want to run out of time before we cover the NFL draft order.
Well, let's roll into H-1B visas.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's top of mind right now, just because Elon has said some things that
I was a little disgruntled.
That a lot of folks have some issue with. I think H-1B needs to be completely revamped. I don't think I'm 100% against it, but I think it needs to be very narrow.
Yes.
And right now it's very broad, and people are abusing it.
Agreed.
Companies are abusing it.
So I will tell you this. All right. So a little context for anybody that's not paying attention to this issue. So I think there's a lot of frustrated Americans that the H-1B visa program is being abused, and
Correct.
It's giving American jobs, so to speak, jobs that should go to American graduates.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
To foreign-born people that are being,
at a discount.
Yeah. Well, and being pumped into this country by their companies that are just hand over fist getting these H-1B visas, right?
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So then with all this context of, Elon Musk and Vivek and doing the Doge, I was thinking, wow, maybe those guys are going to like address the fact that we're taking away American jobs. And then Musk immediately came out and said he endorsed H-1B big time and said, I built my companies on the backs of bright, engineers that you would not find in America. And then Vivek doubled down.
Yeah,
and
but
said,
that's different. That's not the abuse that Jeff was mentioning.
Right. It isn't. But so Vivek came out and said, well, that's our only option because American teenagers don't have the work ethic.
Correct.
And they're more concerned about being the prom queen and the prom king than they are about, and he makes a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's valid.
It's culture.
Right. So then I was like, oh, shit. I was hoping that they would put this under a microscope and see where the abuse is, right? To your point, Sean, where the abuse is of this program. And then Trump came out and said, no, it's a great program. But today, Musk said, it's a broken system. We need to take a deeper look at it because
that's the problem.
There is abuse.
That's
going
the problem
on.
with Musk right now is he opens his mouth a little bit too fast, and Trump is his boss essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he should be respecting that. Right now he's a headache for Trump by saying that out loud. Right now, they should have had a powwow before saying stupid things like that because we're all on the same page.
Well, I think they were on the same page, but the fact that he admitted that there's something to look at. That's all I wanted them to say.
Right.
Is that the H-1B program is got to be
I wonder
flawed.
if there's a lot of reform, I wonder how that will impact the general area here in Frisco.
Some of them will go home.
That's what I mean, because I think there's
Visas
a lot.
will be revoked.
Some of these H-1B programs, they're able to open up small businesses. They get these fantastic loans.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have houses.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't the United States citizens have that opportunity?
Yeah, I heard on the radio that the good way they put it is, it should be for like the top 0.1%.
Yes.
Engineers, STEM, the brightest
That's
of the
what it
bright
was
that you
for.
bring
Which
in.
is like impossible to staff.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
That's
what
what
it's turned
the
into is
Run of the mill.
now you're bringing in marketing teams, you're bringing in
Yep.
accountants,
Yep.
finance people,
Every
this and
possible
that.
IT job you can think
right?
of.
And you have 50,000 new graduates every year with accounting degrees who are looking for jobs.
Yep. And can't find one.
And can't find one because H-1Bs are in the way.
It's total bullshit.
For an accountant, there shouldn't be an H-1B accountant.
You know what? And I will tell you from personal experience, we had a guy from Ecuador, super bright, great project manager. He was one of the best employees I've ever had.
I'm not saying they're not smart.
No. But get this though.
Did he make great coffee?
And I'll admit where the flaw was in this. So when you fill out the form to the government that says, why do you have to have him? What does he offer that you can't get from an American graduate? It does say that. And you have to put in the justification, right? And so we sat down and were figuring, because otherwise his visa was going to not be extended and he was going to have to go back to Ecuador. And we didn't want that. I didn't want that. Okay. And so I was brainstorming and we were like, what are we going to do? And I, it finally came down to saying how he was bilingual, right? He was totally fluent in Spanish. And we had a segment of the business that was Spanish speaking. And it wasn't untrue, but it wasn't.
That's kind of weak.
It was weak, but we did it anyway. And
I'm sure you could have found a bilingual graduate.
Yes, and sure enough, it got approved, and on we go. And then that made me realize that's what's happening. Every single manager, like me, I was guilty in that situation, right? Of course, it was an IT job, but it was a little different. But anyway, that's what they're doing. They're saying no one else can do this job.
Is this for DEI kind of concept?
No. This is a skill set that you cannot find domestically, and that's why this guy has to do the job for me, and that's why his H-1B visa needs to be extended.
The whole thing is broken.
It's broken. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no...
Well, it's a perfect thing for the Department of Government...
Excess.
Excess, or is that what it is? Excess?
No, government efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency.
I like mine better.
It needs to be...
It is better.
Excess.
All right, let's send Musk an email. Anyway, I know we hammered on that, but anyway, it does need to be fixed.
All right. Well, we need to jump on to the. I don't even know what that is. Is that NCABC?
Wild Water Sports.
I thought it was Wild Water Sports when I was doing the Boozy Bacon Company thing, but
No, it's breaking news.
yeah, it's breaking news. Hi, this is Mike.
Yeah.
This is Walter Cronkite.
Dan Rather, like Dan Rather. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, I'm in the middle of an aircraft carrier or a helicopter, and I'm flying. Was that Dan Rather that lied?
No, that was Tom Brokaw. Or Peter Jennings. It was Peter Jennings, wasn't it?
Okay. Do we have time
All right,
to talk
NFL
about...
draft. Let's do this real quick.
Here's why I want to talk about this. This is crazy. So, the New York Giants, all right, they had 2 wins. And Luck, what's his name? Drew Lock. He throws for 330 yards and 5 touchdowns, and the Giants beat the Indianapolis Colts and knocked the Colts out of playoff contention, right? And everybody's like, wow, what an upset. That's such a cool thing. And all the fans are like, what the fuck? You just blew our chance at the number 1 pick in the draft.
In my opinion, these players are paid to win.
Yes.
Not to take
I would
games
agree with you.
for the next year.
And it's so jacked up because in the press conference, they were like, they're all excited.
Yeah,
all the players are
they want to
excited.
win.
They want to win. And one of the reporters was like, how do you feel about blowing the number 1 pick by winning? And the guy was like, no comment. Because he was like, fuck you. It's like, that's not what this sport's about.
Yeah, they get paid to play. And you know what? If their stats are going to dictate what they get paid next year, you don't want to. You want as much as you can every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me because the funny thing about this, I'm a Titans fan. They suck this year, 3 wins. And by New York winning, Jacksonville winning, now Tennessee has plopped into the 2nd spot. There it is right there.
How is that? How come there's so many? Have they played each other?
It's based on strength of schedule.
That is okay.
So there is a metric.
So it's like the college playoffs.
Yes, there is a metric. It's strength of schedule. And so our schedule was easier or harder? Harder.
Who cares?
I think easier. Because if your schedule is easier, that means you suck worse. Right? If you think about it.
Right.
Right. So we had an easier schedule than the Browns and the Giants. And so we're now at number 2. I just think it's funny as hell because here I am watching the game. I wanted to lose, which never happened as my whole fandom, right? I wanted to play hard, the team to play hard, but lose. And now all these other things happened. And so now the Titans have a chance of picking up one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft.
Where are the Bengals or the Cowboys?
Let's see. Cowboys are 13.
13.
Yeah,
16.
Yeah, 16. Okay.
All right, so they're 8-8. Go back to the Cowboys. What were they? 8, 7, and 9.
7-9.
Yeah. I just wanted your take on. It was just a different experience for me watching these games this last weekend because
I agree with Jeff.
My only concern was the draft order, not the playoffs. The draft order because I had a shitty team.
I think
so if the
it's fucked
Titans
up.
won, you'd be disappointed.
I would have been disappointed.
That's wrong. I think
I
want
know.
your team to win.
I wanted them to play hard, but I didn't want them to win.
Well, okay. Well, we get that.
That's crazy, right?
I understand the motivation, but I still think you want your team to win.
With 3 wins, what's the point?
Well,
Then why play?
The
Okay,
only thing we care about right now is
then why
improving.
play?
The analogy.
I agree with
The analogy is running out the clock concept. You're basically running out the clock.
Yeah.
To end it and to get status quo. I don't want to fucking lose
Why
anymore.
not just go? I forfeit. I'll lose the last 3 games.
Well, but none of the players want to do that, and I
That's
love
what
that.
I mean.
I love that because I want to watch a competitive game, and it was a competitive game.
Yeah.
And they were.
Well, not the Cowboys.
They
and
were
the
scrapping.
Eagles.
Oh,
that
they were
was
terrible.
Dude, the Cowboys. What
butt
the?
spanking.
And then that fight.
I didn't see the game.
Dude, the fight where the safety of the Eagles threw the guy into the tunnel, it got ugly. It was,
I didn't see
and
that.
he slammed him down on the pavement in the tunnel. Play that for us, Mr. Producer, if you can find it. It was
Producer's note, by the way. How are the Cowboys 7-9? Oh my God,
they sucked. That's
suck.
why.
They're
Suck.
2-6 at home.
Home. Yeah, and
No, that's bad.
Didn't they start out strong?
No.
Weren't they like
No,
5-2 or
they lost
6-2?
No.
Well, we have our front line that's all banged up, and the only receiver we have, the only star we have is like CeeDee Lamb, and we spent some money getting our running back Ezekiel Elliott, who's a big schlobnob, man.
Why were you not watching the game? Sean.
I was doing domestic duty.
No, you went to Costco. You said, hey, I'm going to Costco at 1 o'clock. And I looked at the schedule. I was like, the Cowboys are playing.
I didn't go at 1.
I'm just saying.
I
Here
don't
I
know-
am watching the Titans, and they're 3-13.
Well, you know what? You could have
What's
said
wrong
that.
with you guys?
Honestly, I thought the Cowboys were playing at night.
Okay.
That's honestly, that's what I thought it
You
was.
didn't miss anything.
All right,
You
show us
missed
the
his
video.
point.
Here we go. This is ugly, guys.
Here, this is what started it. Oh, the official, the field judge, he got tied up in it too.
Watch this guy.
This just turns into a scrum there. Should be Brown.
Slams him down on the pavement in the tunnel. It was not pretty, dude.
I don't know if that was a slam. I just think they were.
Well, if you see it from a different angle,
Did he bounce?
he bounced. He bounced.
Yeah, after that play.
Look at this.
I
Ross.
did see this. I didn't know what. I tuned back in for this.
Oh, that was a prayer group.
Right.
that is not a prayer group.
Did they pull out the mace, the pepper spray?
Right.
I look at the college
For the
football.
Ohio State game.
Right.
Right. Oh, crazy.
I'll tell you what, that Bengal game was kind of crazy.
It was crazy.
That pisses
He missed
me
the
off.
field goal.
I was just like, fuck.
Didn't it hit the post?
Yeah, doink.
Oh, I was laughing my ass off. Not to your detriment, but and then you end up winning anyway.
Yes.
Dude, they stormed down and scored a touchdown, and boom, it was over.
Yes.
We watched it. We were into that game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It
Yeah,
was a good
Joe
game.
Burrow is
He's on a game.
he's one
on
of
a roll.
the best seasons of any quarterback
Yes, he is. How about a toast to Burrow
to Joe Burrow.
and the Bengals?
Hey guys, I want to toast.
Oh.
We can toast to that. I want to toast to the Dudes Like Us podcast.
There you go.
We have a 2024 into the 2025.
We had a great year. This is the
This
last
is a great year.
podcast of
Yes.
2024.
We've got the Chuckster sitting at the production wheel.
What a
and,
perfect way to end the year with Chuckster at the
Congratulations.
wheel.
You know, we're gonna. It's a new edition, and we're gonna be sliding Austin in and out until Chuck gets moved into here while Austin's away in college, and we'll just kind of firm this up.
Yeah.
And we're toasting with something that's
Something special.
it is special. It's special because of what the name brand. It's special. The biggest reason I think it's special is because it's so fucking hot and it doesn't taste anything like what it is.
Right.
It's
Right.
131.1 proof, and it tastes like it's 115,
Right.
110.
All right, what do we got there? Mr. Producer, what is it?
This is Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye
Barrel
whiskey.
proof.
It's
Barrel proof
single barrel proof rye.
Right.
And
this
it's
is a store
100
pick
Yeah,
as well.
it's a store pick for the Total Wine. Thanks, Stan.
Right.
Thanks, Stan. Thanks, Kevin. You guys help us out whenever there's something in. You kind of give us a little heads up. Hey, we can't save it for you, but you guys can get here quick while I keister it and hide it for you. No, they
Yeah,
didn't.
even my wife drank this, and she had
Wanted
me pour
more.
some in the cup for her.
Yeah, she wanted more.
She's like, that tastes really good, and it's not hot.
All right, here's the nose. Spearmint, caramel, cedar.
What did I tell you when I first smelled it?
You said
There's
pine.
mint,
Cinnamon.
cinnamon,
I heard pine
mint,
and petroleum.
just oil. Smells like Earl.
Now you said mint
Yes, I said
and
just said
you
Tea,
you
like
said
green tea.
Yep.
Okay, the last thing on here is circus peanuts. Really?
the candy.
It's not enough to say peanuts.
Well, that's the candy peanuts.
Oh, candied peanuts. I got you.
Yes.
I've never heard it called circus
All right. Well,
peanuts
the
before.
tasting notes of rye spice, fruits, toasted oak, caramel, vanilla, dark chocolate. Some say it's thick, creamy, mouthful, and with others say it's velvety on the tongue. Here are some more tasting notes from reviews. The raisin and burnt oak.
Oh, God.
Raisin. I can pick up raisin.
Yep, these add depth to the nose. The butterscotch and caramel. These weave into the palate. Leather, and this is interesting, leather and cigar box.
Oh, I actually pick up banana.
Yeah.
That's
Cigar-
in the finish as well.
Absolutely. I taste
I smell
bananas.
banana for sure.
And bananas is a classic Jack Daniels note, in case
Yes.
you weren't one.
What does a cigar box taste?
Well, you know what a cigar box, you know what a cigar smells like,
Oh,
right?
I do. But
So the cigar box are traditionally made out of wood, and then you've got the cigar.
No, it's where the cigar is resting in the box. There's ashes everywhere.
Well, yeah, but
you
you don't-
take your fingers.
Oh, but you also
and
said
you
green
scoop,
apple.
You
I said
scoop
green
them up.
apple.
And the green apple's listed on
And
this:
wipe
dark
them on
cherry,
your tongue.
candy fruit, eucalyptus, green apple, and marzipan.
Mars bar.
Mars bar.
Marzipan.
Marzipan.
Oh,
Marzipan.
I was like, that's very particular.
These
Yeah.
notes
Mars
dance
bar.
along on your tongue. Mint chocolate chip dipped in raspberry. All right. Well, look.
I pick a lot of that up. I do.
What do you think, Chuck? What say you there, Seer?
$131.
It's good stuff.
He didn't like it.
And for the price,
You didn't like it there?
$60.
Chuck?
Hey, look,
What's up?
I tasted the mint on there.
Yeah.
No, that was.
Did
the
you like it or
It was
not?
on the front
No, I
of the
said
tongue.
it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
For a rye,
right,
I don't
well,
normally like ryes. I love
Celebrating the incoming of 2025, Dudes Like Us. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. It's Dudes Like Us -podcast, Dudes Like Us -woodcrafting. We got some merch of the woodcrafting thing. So if you want a special project, we want to laser it or engraved, let us know. We can reach EMS or I think we got a phone number attached there, right?
I have no idea.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chuck, for showing up to our first production night. Good Lord. Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I am Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And happy New Year.